Good day, guys. As you all know me, as I'm into NASDAQ Ninja. So, guys, before I can continue, can you please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified once I upload. So, guys, like I told you guys that today we're going to talk about tutorials of US30. You understand? So, in most cases, I like telling you guys that when it comes to US30 and NASDAQ, as much as if you get a double bottom, you know you're going to get your new highs. You understand? So, as much as I can see on US30, I already have my double bottom. You understand? So I'm going to take you guys to the board a little bit and educate you guys, sort of like a 2 minutes education. You understand? So at the end of the day, what I want you to understand, guys, today we're gonna be talking about trend lines. I hear a lot of people saying trend lines, they don't work. I feel like it's how you use it. You understand? The way I use it on my side, it works more efficient. You understand? So you gotta understand something, right? When a person sees a downtrend, he already expects the downtrend to do what? To be broken, right? And the point of having a downtrend is to keep the market falling. You understand? I don't know if we're getting each other, but that is the main point. When you get a downtrend, it actually alerts you to understand that, okay, fine, this one is going to keep the market falling. When you get an upper trend, the point of an upper trend is to keep the market rising. You understand? So at the end of the inside the trend, you need to be looking for a certain position or a certain direction. So for me, it gives me a structure to understand that if it's a downtrend, let's say this one is a downtrend. Understand? Let's just write it down. Downtrend. So for me, I know here I have my diagonal resistance and my diagonal support. Remember, they give me the same attitude and the same behavior, support and resistance. The market will move from this point to the bottom side. So in my most understanding is that if ever in where you stay, we have a t-shirt that is trending and everyone is wearing that t-shirt, there will be someone who's going to buy a new t-shirt and then everyone just start liking that t-shirt. You understand? When we start liking that t-shirt, we no longer wear the other t-shirt. So is it a bad thing for a business or is it a good thing? For my side, it's a good thing when the business was trending, but the new business just came in. So everyone will start following the other t-shirt. You understand? So it's a simple example of a trend line. You understand? At the end of the day, there will be days whereby we're going to break it down. But as much as we are trending as traders, we're still on a good positions. To understand we are on a downtrend, we just have to be expecting selling opportunities, understand? But if we are on an upper trend, we have to be expecting buying opportunities. You get the point? So at the end of the day, you find that the market is playing around here. Since it's a downtrend, obviously we're going to have our lower highs and lower low. You understand? At the end of the day, I always say I only use the third touch in the top side. You understand? So here, that's when I'm going to enter my third touch rule, saying that I'm going to be pushing to the bottom side. You know why? Because I understand that is the simple theory of it, saying a downtrend has to keep me going down. Understand? Not to break it or anything, but at the end of the day, it can be broken. But once I start having a double bottom here, I get to understand that my trend line is going to be broken. And once it's broken, whatever that comes on top of it, it makes me understand it'll be just an impulse and correction. Here you need to understand I'm talking about only trend lines. Understand? So at the end of the day, whatever that will be happening here, it's correction impulse until we create new highs. You get to understand that somewhere, somehow you create your impulse, your correction there, and then you get your impulse movement. You understand the point? So at the end of the day, somewhere, somehow it will be your retest to your support or your demand. You get the point? So at the end of the day, you find that at this point, it was just the retest, manipulation of 2 points, and then at the end of the day, it was just a correction and impulse movement. You understand? So at the end of the day, remember, guys, here I'm just drawing. You understand? So you get to the other point. There's an upper trend. Remember, on an upper trend, we have our higher high and our higher lows. You understand? So you found that on the third touch rule, I'm not going to use the top side, but I'm going to use the bottom side. You understand? But you get to get the market finding a double top there. If you can check every trend line that was broken, there was a double top or double bottom. It's either there was any of those patterns. You understand? So you find that the market chooses to retest on that point. Let me quickly remove this one and then fix it to be here. And then at the end of the day, you find it to break the trend. You understand? Once you break the trend, you got to understand if you draw this trend on a weekly time frame, it actually tells you how strong it is. You might find here is 20 19, here is 2020, here is 2021. Probably on 2022 when we break, we get to understand in neither ways or somehow we're going to retest here and push below. You understand? So you got to understand why you're retesting here. The reason of you retesting here is because of the end of the day, you broke the trend. This was your strongest resistance. You understand? But if we broke this point, when we break out here, that's when we're going to retest here and push below. You understand? So let's quickly jump into the chart, you know, because everyone I know just want to see the chart. So this is my chart. At the end of the day, I'm going to use only trend lines. You understand? At the end of the day, where I add supply or support and resistance, it's where I want you guys to get it and to understand. That's where you could have entered your entry point. But today I want to educate you about a trend line. So in most cases, I get this kind of question: how do you enter when the trend line breaks? You understand? In many cases, I say if a trend line breaks out and goes outside, that's where you enter. I call it an entry without no loss. You know, if you're my student, you already know that, guys. For more information about my lesson, you're gonna get my numbers on the comment section. So let me quickly go to my weekly time frame so that we all can see the proper analysis. You understand? This is my weekly time frame. So at the end of the day, guys, I don't have no choice rather to create my highest point and my current lowest point. You understand? I feel like this year, the most of the thing that is behaving, it's US30. You understand? Check. If you caught this buy, my Nick, you are probably inside a big profit. You understand? But at the end of the day, if you didn't caught it, it doesn't mean it's the end of the day. At least you tried. You understand? So I'm going to create my diagonal trend here. I'm going to create my proper diagonal trend. So as much as you can see, we had a third touch, a beautiful third touch, which we respected here. So this was our first touch. This was our second touch. Check on the third touch. If you entered cells here, you could have probably killed it. And what I like about trend lines, where there's trend lines, there's probably, if it's a diagonal resistant, there is a resistant. You understand? So you can see you could have caught it both ways. It's either you're gonna catch it within resistant, or you can catch it with a trend line when the candlestick closes inside. I mean, when it closes inside, it actually means that the market have failed to pass that certain position. You understand? So once you have this as your trend, remember I tell you every day that I use a trend to give me the structure of the market. So as a whole, I know if I'm here, I'm probably coming here, because at the end of the day, I see the market playing from this to this point, from the top side to the bottom side, to the top side to the bottom side. I get to understand that once it's here, it also tells me very well that there's possibilities of me dropping to the bottom side. You understand? But once we further push more to the lowest time frame, that's how we get to see it. You understand? So let me quickly go to the daily time frame and see what is it that I see. So I want you to understand on how you are gonna catch each and every buy here. You understand? That is the main thing that I want you guys to understand. Obviously, we're gonna have what we call a major key. Understand? So it's a major key. So when we talk about a major key, we're talking about a trend inside a trend. You understand? Connected to the major trend. So we're gonna put it like this, and then at the end of the day, we're gonna put another trend inside the trend. So obviously, for you to catch these buys, you need to understand there's a major for a weekly time frame, there's a major for a daily time frame, and even on H4 time frame. Understand? So if we break this one, we probably know very well there's no way we can never touch here. If you can take it to the previous time frames and tend to backtest the chart, you're gonna see the same story. You understand? Every time where it broke it and closed outside, it kept on falling to the bottom side. So it was an advisable place whereby if we break it and close outside, you see, when we break it and close outside, it gives us a clarity that we're going to be pushing to the top side. You understand? And it has to break it with a higher momentum. You understand? To show us that now we are on a bullish momentum. So at the end of the day, I'm going to push to H4 and show you how does a trend actually behave. You understand? So inside a trend, once you get to caught your double bottom, when I'm talking about double bottom, I'm talking by a first touch and a second touch here. You got to understand that this double bottom is not for the weekly time frame. It's for the trend that we've drawn on a daily time frame. You understand it? So once you are on an H4 time frame, you get to understand that it was an obvious case that we're going to break this one, because this trend line we drawn it on an H4 and a daily time frame. You understand? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna quickly push to my 60 minutes time frame and show you how does it behave after breaking the trend. You get the point? So let me quickly zoom in the chart. Let me remove this. So at the end of the day, what you see here, it only creates a simple thing. It's just a correction. Then it creates an impulse movement. You know, that's why you could have caught your entry point, because you already know your structure point that you're coming here. You understand? So probably it's easy for me to teach you when the market is like this, because at the end of the day, you get to understand what is it that it's actually going on. You understand? So you see, every time here, just stop. And then at the end of the day, during the day, it will be doing what? It will be creating the highest momentum going to the top side. Check. This was just a beautiful correction. And then at the end of the day, it created a higher momentum to the top side. So how do you get that? You get that by knowing where you're going. If you understand that you're coming here, every time when you see certain reversal, you get to understand this is just a correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse movement. You understand? So it keeps your market becoming more simple. Understand? So let me quickly check something quick. Yes. So even though you haven't broken the trend inside goes with trend inside a trend in a way that it will be creating correction and impulse. Actually, the market moves with correction and impulse. So if you get to understand, this was just the impulse movement, this was your correction. If you go to 15 minutes time frame, you're gonna see it like very well. Let me quickly go to 15 minutes so that you can understand. So when I start adding my support and resistance inside this, they start making sense. You understand? So hence, you see, I do put them inside. You get to understand that. That's where I get to understand the whole structure of the market. So you see, when you get to 15 minutes, there's sort of like a major trend, but you're on your 15 minutes. Let's go to 30 minutes. You're gonna see where you see a lot of candlestick, that's where you draw the right trend. You understand? So if you don't see a lot of candlestick, then you didn't draw it on the right place. You understand? So you need to see a lot of candlesticks. So let's quickly go to H1. So yeah, you can see it very well that here it created a correction. Then after breaking the trend, it created a retest, same time retest as I call it. Then it was just a correction and impulse movement, guys. So at the end of the day, guys, I don't want to confuse you by adding support and resistance today. I'll just teach you guys only about a trend. So guys, at the end of the day, let's meet on another video, guys. For more information, check my WhatsApp number on the comment section. Thanks.